San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning and happy Sunday. 8 o'clock this Sunday, August 29th. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And we're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a moment. But first, Hurricane Ida is now a Category 4 storm with its sights set on causing devastation to Louisiana and the Gulf Coast.
Now, officials have been warning of life-threatening impacts. There is a reporter on the scene. We're going to check in with her right now.
We are looking at an extremely dangerous, powerful hurricane here. Just hours before the expected landfall, it is just shy of a Category 5, the maximum that we have here. Let me talk a little bit about the conditions. We're in New Orleans, right? This thing is expected to land further west toward Houma. But right here, not much going on. A little bit of light rain. But what I can tell you will be happening here soon is tropical storm force winds.
Ida is turning into a very, very dangerous storm. As you know, it's now heading straight for right toward Louisiana.
Ida is barreling toward Louisiana as a major hurricane, intensifying as it moves toward the Gulf Coast.
The storm is going to be very severe. It'll be a Category 4 when it makes landfall.
Ida is expected to bring with it 100+ mile-per-hour winds, heavy rainfall, and according to the National Hurricane Center, an extremely life-threatening storm surge of 10 to 15 feet. Mandatory evacuations were ordered in parts of 7 parishes. Another 9 issued voluntary orders. But for New Orleans, the storm moved too fast.
Time is not on our side. Therefore, the city cannot issue a mandatory evacuation because we don't have the time.
Residents spent Friday and Saturday boarding up homes and businesses and gathering supplies. Those who chose to leave jammed the highways.
A lot of people are scared. I'm scared. As you go from town to town, all the hotels are filled up. So you're just riding further and further until you find one.
And on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, Louisiana's governor isn't downplaying how dangerous Ida will be.
We can sum it up by saying this will be one of the strongest hurricanes to hit anywhere in Louisiana since at least the 1850s.
And just now, the National Weather Service has issued a rare extreme wind warning, not here, but further along southeastern Louisiana. That wind will make its way here. Live in New Orleans, I'm Isabel Rosales.
Thanks, Isabella. And yes, as she was mentioning, we are expecting Ida to make landfall today in southeastern Louisiana. Here is a current look at the stats on Hurricane Ida. 150 mile per hour winds. Now, these are measurements right along this eye wall here. So 150 mile per hour winds with gusts of up to 185 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at about 15 miles per hour. And it is entirely possible that Ida could strengthen even a little bit more before it makes landfall later on today. It's still mainly over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. If it happens to get about 7 more miles per hour on the speed, it would be a Category 5 hurricane at the time of landfall. And by the way, Louisiana has never had a Category 5 hurricane make landfall. Katrina was a Category 3, and of course the most devastating part about Katrina was that the levees failed because of storm surge. Now, there have been improvements to the levee system in New Orleans, so it's going to be a test of the strength of the engineering there for sure. But even right now, we've got oil rigs out in the deep ocean here, and one of those oil rigs reporting 117 mile per hour wind gust fairly close to that eye wall. And again, there's still some time for this storm to unfortunately strengthen. And as was mentioned earlier, those highways were backed up yesterday. It is too late to evacuate right now, unfortunately. It took my friend from New Orleans to Houston 20 hours to get there yesterday. So unfortunate situation out there, and we'll continue to keep you updated. Meanwhile, here in San Antonio, we do have some morning clouds, but we're starting to see some sun behind those clouds. It's 75 degrees, relatively calm at the moment. And like yesterday, we are going to have some activity on the radar in the afternoon. Now, unlike yesterday, it won't be as numerous, but we're still going to have a few showers and storms, about a 30% chance there. And wherever it does rain, the rain will come down heavy at times. In fact, I've got a look at rainfall estimates from the last couple of days coming up here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about the track of Hurricane Ida. Next, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Last check on the roadways, portions of 410 near Jackson Keller are once again open. They were closed early this morning for a deadly crash involving a wrong-way driver. Police tell us around 2:20 this morning, a wrong-way driver traveling eastbound on the westbound lanes of 410. Now, that driver hit a pickup truck head-on. The driver of the pickup taken to University Hospital at last check in serious condition. The wrong-way driver pronounced dead at the scene. 410 eastbound lanes shut down for numerous hours throughout the morning as investigators processed the scene.
Terrifying road rage situation ends in a shooting on the main lanes of Loop 410, and this morning police are still searching for the suspect. Investigators tell us around 10:15 last night, people in 2 vehicles became aggressive on Loop 410 near Culebra. The suspect in a Chevy Impala pulled a gun and fired several shots at the other vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle was shot once in the hand and grazed in the back. That victim pulled off and called 911. He was taken to University Hospital and is expected to be okay. Investigators are now working to figure out who is responsible.
In your top stories this morning, 2 people recovering in the hospital after a small plane crash. All this happening near Bernie Stage Airfield. And the plane crashed just before 3 yesterday, and it crashed behind a home off of Bernie Stage Road and Bridlewood Trail. Still unclear why exactly the plane crashed, but deputies say a man and woman were inside that plane. They were injured from the impact, but they're still alive. One neighbor in the area who asked not to be identified said she and family were home. That's when they noticed the plane rocking the neighborhood. It crashed to the ground, and when they found the plane, they rushed to help the man and woman inside. One of the neighbors telling us it was a miracle they saw where the plane landed when they did.
We ran through, got in there, and we just assessed the situation, and there was no hesitation, and everyone stepped up.
At last check, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies believe that the injured man and woman are expected to be okay. Their injury is not expected to be serious. Investigators still trying to figure out if the couple was taking off or trying to land at the airfield nearby. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, now investigating.
Well, soldiers from the San Antonio-based U.S. Army North will provide relief efforts needed due to the wildfires in California. This comes after a request from the National Interagency Fire Center. The supporting units will be helping with the wildland fire response efforts on the Dixie Fire in the Lassen National Forest, Lassen Volcano National Park, and Plumas National Park. The soldiers will be accompanied by experienced wildland fire strike team leaders and crew bosses.
Well, district officials announcing Lakey ISD canceling classes because of a surge in COVID cases in their community. Lakey ISD, about 100 miles northwest of San Antonio. The district says they will not have normal instructional activities from now until at least September 7th. This is because they say they simply do not have enough teachers, staff, or substitute staff to provide students with a quality education because of COVID. Lakey ISD says they are allowing extracurricular activities to continue if there's enough staff members to manage them.
Big Tex is about to ring in the 135th State Fair of Texas, but it's going to look a lot different this year. State Fair officials are now saying masks will be required indoors and in outdoor crowded settings, regardless of your vaccine status. Officials say masks will be available at the entrance gates for people who forget to bring their own. More than 500 free hand sanitizer stations will be scattered throughout the fair. The State Fair of Texas runs September 24th through October 17th.
All right, well, when there are natural disasters, blood centers help each other out with donations. And with Hurricane Ida making landfall, our local blood centers are gearing up to help our neighbors. But the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, well, they are facing a blood shortage of their own. That is why today they are hosting 2 blood drives. One, St. Bonaventure Catholic Church, happening right now until 2 p.m. The other one, New Braunfels at the Camping World, from noon till 5 tonight. If you want to make an appointment, you can call the number right here, 210-731-5590. That number is on your screen. If you have any questions about where to register, how, or any times and locations, all that info, just head to KSAT.com. Time now is 8:09, 75 degrees out.
Well, there has been an unprecedented demand for COVID-19 home test, which is causing a shortage. We explain in our next half hour.
An organization here in San Antonio stepping up to help shelter animals right in the midst of what we expect to be a devastating circumstances from Hurricane Ida. We have the details next.
First, let's take a look outside. Locally here in San Antonio, 75 degrees at 8:09 this morning as those clouds hang over. Sarah Spivey will not just be tracking Hurricane Ida, but she'll also have our local forecast for this Sunday when we come back. Well, the San Antonio Humane Society is stepping up to help shelter animals from Hurricane Ida.
That's right. The group taking in 16 dogs to assist the Houston SPCA. Now, the team drove and met with the Houston group to transport these pups to the shelter.
Areas in the San Antonio shelter will house the pets and provide bathing and to make them feel comfortable and safe.
Well, the people evacuate, but you have to think about the animals that are in shelters. They're at risk too for being struck by the hurricane, being flooded. So the more we can get out, the better it is.
And after the animals receive a clean medical check from veterinarians, they'll be available for adoption.
All right, Sarah Spivey's been tracking the hurricane throughout the last couple of days. We're looking at possible devastation.
Yeah, in southeastern Louisiana, definitely. And we're going to talk in detail about what they can expect out there. But first, I want to talk about our weather here in San Antonio. You know, we had seen a little bit of rain yesterday in spots. It was definitely hit or miss. And those that got rain got a lot of rain. Let's look at some of these rainfall estimates over the last 24 hours. Up to 2 inches just to the east here of Bergheim in Comal County, in southern Comal County, north of Bulverde, about 2 inches of rain, as well as in parts of Comal and Kendall County, about 1 inch of rainfall. But there was one area, a bullseye area near Hollywood Park, that received 4+ inches of rain in a span of 2 hours yesterday. And like yesterday, we are going to have some afternoon showers and storms out there. But unlike yesterday, I think the coverage is going to be a little bit less. We'll have a 30% chance for isolated showers, and even a rumble of thunder is possible today. And where it does rain, there will be a lot of rain, but again, less coverage than yesterday. Outside right now, we do have these morning stratus here around the airport, 75 degrees, but the dew point is very, very high as well. So it's muggy outside. 73 in Kerrville, 73 in Rock Springs, and 79 in Del Rio. Here's the futurecast. You can see a few spotty showers between the hours of about 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. That is the best chance for rain. And again, the best chance is only a 30% chance, but it's still there. We'll be looking at high temperatures, though, a little bit cooler than seasonably average, low 90s for the high today because of extra cloud cover out there during the day, and some areas will get some rain-cooled air. 86 at noon and 93 for that afternoon high. Again, a 30% chance between 2 to 7 p.m. Sun will set close to 8, and we'll see the tap turn off. And the reason why we've had really efficient rain producers is we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. There is, of course, Hurricane Ida, but also Hurricane Nora, which moved through Puerto Vallarta yesterday. It's expected to dissipate eventually over the next couple of days, but everybody's focus really is on Ida, currently a Category 4 hurricane. It strengthened overnight over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and it will be making landfall here in southeastern Louisiana within the next few hours or so. It does have a little bit of extra time to strengthen, but it may just make it to a Category 4, but still a devastating storm. And as the sun is rising in the Gulf, you can see very clearly that characteristic eye as well as these outer bands. Now, along these outer bands, we have heavy rain and the potential for tornadoes. But near that eye, that's where you could get wind gusts of up to 185 miles per hour. One rig out there reporting a gust of 117 miles per hour. And even far from the center of this hurricane, we're getting wind gusts of 40+ miles per hour. And so even outside of that eye wall, we're going to still see in southern Louisiana, southeastern Louisiana, devastating winds, very high storm surge, and a lot of rain as well. Most of southeastern Louisiana under a hurricane warning, most of Louisiana either under a tropical storm or a hurricane warning, and even Mississippi under a tropical storm warning as well. Again, making landfall sometime in the next few hours or so, potentially as a very high-end Category 4, borderline Category 5 hurricane, moving through Baton Rouge as well as a hurricane, and then moving across the Mississippi, eventually becoming a low pressure system, but still producing a lot of rain for the Appalachian Mountains. In fact, 3 to 5 inches of rain there, 5 to 7 inches of rain for Mississippi, and around the New Orleans area, there could be 15+ inches of rainfall, more than a foot of rain on top of storm surge, 5 to 8 feet Lake Pontchartrain area, 7 to 11 feet around New Orleans, and then 10 to 15 feet across parts of southeastern Louisiana. So a devastating hurricane heading to southeastern Louisiana. Meanwhile, here in San Antonio, we are going to be having temperatures climbing into the upper 90s by Tuesday and Wednesday of this upcoming week. And it looks like we'll be seeing a chance for isolated showers and storms by the end of the week as well. We are going to load up the 7-day forecast here. My graphics ended up freezing on the storm surge, but there you go. As you can see, isolated rain today, tomorrow afternoon, hot Tuesday and Wednesday, and isolated rain returns Thursday through the weekend. Max and Sarah.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Just about 8:19, 75 degrees out.
And we have a look at the French Quarter. You know, like Sarah's saying, just a light rain right now, but calm before the storm. We'll continue to keep an eye on Hurricane Ida with the latest developments at our next half hour.
Good morning and welcome back. If you've been with us the last 48 hours, we've seen video of gridlocked roads of I-10 from just the past 48 hours. Thousands of Louisiana residents evacuating, all in anticipation of Hurricane Ida.
So packing up your bags and leaving your home behind, not knowing what will happen as a powerful hurricane blows through, can be extremely terrifying and nerve-wracking. It's why we wanted to speak with one of our GMSA producers, Dylan Collins, who recently moved to San Antonio from Baton Rouge. Dylan, you were in Baton Rouge for 10 years, so you've been through several storms and hurricanes. I mean, I know what that's like living in Corpus Christi, evacuating, leaving your home. It's terrifying. Your mom, you just spoke to her. She's on the road.
Yep.
How is she doing?
Just spoke to her. She is almost to Natchez, Mississippi, just directly north of Baton Rouge. Is where I grew up, you know. So she's gonna head west once she makes it there and go to Oklahoma, try to get some safety there. But she's good. She didn't leave until this morning, and I had told her multiple times, like, get out, get out, get out. And I guess she saw the forecast this morning and was like, "Yep, it's time to go."
But almost, you know, she missed some of that traffic and she's taking back roads.
It was almost a good thing that she left today. You know, I hate to say that, but she definitely could have been stuck in traffic. So I'm glad that she's making it through okay.
Or facing the brunt of the storm.
That too, yeah. And it's moving a lot quicker than I think we expected. But yeah.
No, I mean, speaking of the storm, though, 10 years, you have family, friends, grew up in that area. You know, what is it like when you see storms like this? You know, maybe not as strong as this, but past storms. What have you all done? Hunkering down? You know, what's the strategy?
I mean, for this one, I hate to say this, but I don't know if people there have really experienced what they may experience from this storm. And that's scary because, you know, people went through Katrina there and it was just devastating, but it was mainly flooding. So Sarah's been saying that this has winds that are crazy, right? So I think, in my opinion, I'm no expert, but I think this is just gonna, you know, be really bad for people that I know personally that have lived there. I've lived there. I think once I go back home and visit, it may look completely different. You know?
And you were a producer. You have contacts with the news stations over there, and they can't leave. You know, we understand what that's like, hunkering down for these storms. What's kind of the atmosphere with some of the people you're talking about, those stations?
Yeah, so I've talked to some of my old coworkers, and they're all very concerned, as you can imagine. You know, that they have a huge duty ahead to make sure people are safe, make sure they're getting the latest information out, make sure they're getting, you know, all these stories out too. You know, people are going to go through things that they've probably never been through. And we're going to see a lot of stuff that we may have never seen. And it's just, I commend them for being able to go through this, and I'm on their team, rooting for them. And, you know, hopefully we can make it to the other side and have some sort of normalcy. So.
Well, we wish them the best, and of course your mom and family, everyone who's evacuating or unfortunately staying behind in Louisiana.
Yeah. Dylan Collins, thank you so much for joining us, explaining what people are going through. Time now, 8:25, 75 degrees out.
We'll have more on Hurricane Ida and the evacuation efforts. That's still ahead on GMSA.
And in our next half hour, Eric Cooper, President and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank, joining us live, not only talking about the impact of the pandemic here in our community, but also strategizing, helping out those who may have to deal with that devastation caused by Hurricane Ida. Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Costa. It's Sunday, August 29th. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a busy morning, a lot to talk about, especially Hurricane Ida.
That's right, guys. But locally around San Antonio, we're going to have a shot at some isolated rain this afternoon. And we have had a few rain showers yesterday and the day before. In fact, here's a look at 48-hour rainfall estimates from the radar. Now, that is going to show very clearly that there have been areas that have been hit or miss around San Antonio. If we could bring up those graphics, that'd be great. Perfect. Thank you guys in the back. Y'all are awesome. All right, here's a look at those rainfall amounts. You can see very clearly that there have been some that have just not seen rain, and then there have been those that have seen a lot of rainfall. In fact, that Hollywood Park Stone Oak area has seen about 4 inches of rain in the last 48 hours. Meanwhile, out near SeaWorld, we've had plenty of rainfall as well, but unfortunately, some areas, like where I live, have not really seen all that much rain. But it does look like that's been just enough to, unfortunately, make our mold count very high today, past 14,000. This is a look at today's pollen count. So if you're having some issues with your allergies, you can know why. It is the mold. The molds are very high today. Now today, as I mentioned, there is going to be a chance in the afternoon, about 30%, for an isolated shower or storm between the hours of about 2 to 7 p.m. While coverage is not expected to be as much as it was yesterday, if you do get some rain, it could result in one of those quick downpours that produce a decent amount of rainfall. East-northeast winds today at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And because temperatures are because there's going to be some clouds in the area, even if you don't get rain, temperatures are going to be a little cooler than what we normally see, the low 90s for the high temperature today. Meanwhile, of course, we have been talking about Category 4 Hurricane Ida all morning long. Currently, right around that eye wall, the wind speeds are of 150 miles per hour with gusts of up to 185 miles per hour. This is going to be a devastating storm, unfortunately, for southeastern parts of Louisiana. If Ida can strengthen into a Category 5 hurricane, it would need winds of 157 miles per hour. That would be the first Category 5 hurricane to ever hit Louisiana. I'll be back with a look at where Ida is headed and what the effects from Ida will be for southeast Louisiana, as well as a look at our futurecast and to prepare you for the work week ahead. Max and Sarah.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Now to the evacuations and other preparations going on right now in New Orleans amid Hurricane Ida. That's right. We've been talking about through the morning, through the weekend. ABC's Victor Oquendo is there to tell us about those efforts.
National Guard has been activated ahead of the storm. 5,000 soldiers are on the ground, and here are some of the 164 high water vehicles already in place, and they also have helicopters ready to assist in search and rescue. At this point, there is really no time left to evacuate, and there is a lot of concern for anyone who's going to be riding out Hurricane Ida outside of the levee protection system. The president of Jefferson Parish calling the expected storm surge unsurvivable. In New Orleans, there was no mandatory evacuation. The mayor explaining that the storm developed so quickly they didn't have the time to issue the mandatory 72 hours notice to issue one. We met locals making their final preparations, boarding up their businesses, getting supplies and filling up on gas. All eyes will be on the levees. They've been upgraded since they failed during Hurricane Katrina. The mayor says she is confident in the system in place, as is Louisiana's governor, telling residents this is not the same state it was 16 years ago, but the system will be put to the test. He also warned that Ida will be one of the strongest storms to hit the state since the 1850s. All of this happening during what doctors described to me as the worst COVID surge since the beginning of the pandemic. But much like the levee system, hospitals here have been hardened since Katrina, updating things like water, sewage, and electricity. For anyone who's going to be riding this one out, the National Weather Service warning that conditions are going to really deteriorate into the night. And once the tropical storm force winds move in, first responders will be buttoning down, and you will be on your own.
That was Victor Oquendo reporting. Well, back here at home, we are about 17 months into this pandemic. It's difficult to get those images of the long lines at the food bank's mega distributions from the start of the pandemic out of our heads, but we are far from done. There's still a huge need in our region.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is President and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank, Eric Cooper. Good morning, Eric. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Good morning. Thank you so much. You know, Max, for so long, you and I were out there at those distributions, talking to families, understanding what they were going through. And as you said, still a great need throughout this region. So many families still displaced from work, at the start of the summer, we saw some good signs as vaccines were, taking hold and the economy was opening up. But now with this recent spike, we're starting to see a little more demand at the San Antonio Food Bank.
Yeah, we're going to get to our community in just a moment, but as most of America knows, we're tracking Hurricane Ida. We've been doing so throughout the weekend, and we know this could be devastating for so many families in Louisiana. Now, as the food bank, have you guys have any discussions to prepare to help out?
You bet. The food bank's known for fighting that daily disaster of poverty, but when a natural disaster steps up, we step up to that too. And so, whether man-made or Mother Nature, we work with a network of food banks throughout the United States called Feeding America. And our sister food bank there in New Orleans is going to need a lot of support. And so we will serve as a donation destination, a staging area for food that would be shipped into the Gulf Coast. And then also, if and when evacuees come into our city, we'll partner with the American Red Cross in the city of San Antonio to do meals. So please, San Antonio, stand by as we know we will be called upon. And as soon as we are, we will start to respond to that need.
And Eric, back here at home, what does our need look like now?
So, it's preparing for donations management. So for a lot of our role, because we're not directly into the impacted area, we'll be receiving food and supplies. We'll need volunteers to help sort and box and get things ready for those distributions to those impacted by the storm. And then, as I mentioned, if a shelter is set up, if evacuees need to come into the city and a mega shelter is set up or, housed at a hotel, the food bank will be providing prepared meals. And so in this time of COVID, it's been difficult with the spike in cases to see the number of volunteers needed. We're following all, COVID-19 protocols, but if you can volunteer in our storm response, please, we're going to need you for the next coming days.
All right. Well, Eric, we've been seeing people help out. And during the times of crisis, we know Texans help other Texans. We help out our community. So what has this community response been like? And what kind of volunteers specifically do you need? I mean, you have so much more than just food distribution. You have the farm. There's so many capacities that people can help out.
Yeah, well, again, the need went from 60,000 to 120,000 people a week. And the only way we've been able to meet that need is because of this incredible city that we're a part of. To see our residents respond with food donations and monetary donations, but serving on the front lines. Our tremendous volunteers have come out every week over the last year and a half to make sure a neighbor in need gets food. And to me, that's been incredibly inspiring. It's humbling. At the beginning of the pandemic, there was so much fear, but people were just coming out, risking their own lives to serve a neighbor. And so we need everyone. There's a place at the food bank for all ages, all abilities, whether work in our kitchen, as you mentioned, Max, our farm, garden, lots to do there. We also have our food distributions and there's just going to be a lot of demand that if, again, we're called upon to respond to Hurricane Ida, that's going to be this extra demand on top of our pandemic response and on top of the daily work that we do to help families that struggle in poverty.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us and all the hard work that San Antonio Food Bank is doing. For this full interview or anyone that does want to help out, you can find all that information and links to the food bank on KSAT.com later this morning. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you both.
And happening on Wednesday, Max and I will be talking to Eric again. We'll be hosting a KSAT community town hall to kick off Hunger Action Month. We'll be joined by Eric Cooper, the CEO of San Antonio Food Bank, and also other experts on food insecurity here in Bexar County. We also want to hear from you. So if you have any questions about food insecurity, you can submit those questions right now to KSAT.com. The town hall will be Wednesday, September 1st at 2 p.m. on our website and streaming on our KSAT streaming app. The U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan has issued a security alert for the Kabul airport due to, quote, a specific credible threat, end quote. The security alert requests that all Americans avoid traveling to the airport and stay away from all airport gates at this time. Any U.S. civilians at the airport are warned to leave, especially those at the south gate, the gate on the northwest side, and the new Afghan Ministry of the Interior. The Biden administration reports that 2,000 people were evacuated from Kabul on 11 military flights yesterday. The Taliban is saying Afghans will still be free to travel out of the country once U.S. and international troops withdraw.
Well, if you're having a hard time getting your hands on a COVID-19 home test, it's because there is a huge demand right now. Abbott Laboratories says its supply of their COVID-19 at-home tests may be constrained in the coming weeks. Demand is growing to unprecedented levels. An Abbott spokesperson says they've scaled up manufacturing since the highly contagious Delta variant became the dominant strain. The test appears to be out of stock for online orders at Walgreens and Kroger already. Time now is 8:41, 76 degrees out.
Well, a couple's breakup gets a big screen airtime, and a dog finds his way home after 4 years. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
And let's take a look outside. 76 degrees this Sunday morning here at the Alamo City. What is the rest of the day? What does your work week look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a bit. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 8:45 already this morning. It has been a long weekend for you, Sarah Spivey.
Well, it's been a long weekend for those in Louisiana. They are preparing for a Category 4, major Category 4 hurricane about to make landfall within the next couple of hours across southeastern Louisiana. And this is a high-end Category 4 hurricane as well. Currently, you can see on the visible satellite imagery, it's really dramatic to see the sun rising because you can see all of the features of this very complex thunderstorm, especially that eye right there and right around the eye. That's where you have those winds sustained at 150 miles per hour with gusts of up to 185 miles per hour. It still has a few hundred miles here, about 100 miles here of warm water to strengthen a little bit more before it makes its initial landfall. So it's feasible that this could be a Category 5 hurricane by the time it makes landfall. Again, it's moving northwest at about 15 miles per hour. Now, we're already seeing on some of the sensors out there the very strong wind gusts. There's a look at a buoy that has 112 mile per hour winds, and those oil rigs at 117 mile per hour winds near that eye. And even in New Orleans right now, the winds are not all that strong, gusts up to about 40 miles per hour, but the worst of the storm is yet to arrive for New Orleans and for Baton Rouge, where it is anticipated that they could get hurricane strength winds in those areas. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, all under hurricane warnings, with tropical storm warnings extending all the way up to Mississippi and as well as most of Louisiana, too. Not only is it the winds that unfortunately those in Louisiana are going to have to deal with, it is a lot of rain in the area. Now, it is expected to make landfall here within the next couple of hours. It will move across southeastern Louisiana through Baton Rouge, still as a hurricane, by the overnight hours. So another thing that's really bad about this storm is that a lot of the major effects to these metro areas are going to occur in the middle of the night when it's dark outside. And we expect a lot of power outages there as well for days, if not weeks. Then Ida will dissipate into a low, but still bring a lot of rain for parts of the Appalachian Mountains. In fact, 3 to 5 inches of rain. And then meanwhile, around Mississippi, 5 to 7 inches of rain, with some areas near New Orleans receiving 15 plus inches of rain on top of a devastating storm surge. Now look at the storm surge potential in the marshlands, 10 to 15 feet storm surge potential. Around Lake Pontchartrain, about up to 8 feet of storm potential. As a lot of people have been reporting, this is going to be a test of the engineering of the new levee system there, which of course was devastated during Hurricane Katrina. There's been a lot of comparisons of Ida to Katrina. They are different storms, even though though it is a fascinating coincidence that Ida will be making landfall to the day, 16 years to the day that Hurricane Katrina did in 2005. Meanwhile, outside right now around San Antonio, we've got some stratus clouds near the airport, but it's not cloudy everywhere. In fact, we're seeing clearer skies across southeast portions of Bexar County. Now, we are going to see these clouds break up. It's going to be a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy day. Right now, we're in the 70s, but we'll be seeing those temperatures rise into the 90s. Like yesterday, between the hours of 2 to 7 p.m., there is going to be an opportunity for isolated rain. Unlike yesterday, I don't think it's going to be as rainy in the afternoon, so only a 30% chance this afternoon. But if you do get a rain shower, it could be heavy at times. These are healthy rain producers. A high temperature of 93 today, rather. So even if you don't get the rain, the extra clouds out there should help temperatures to be at least mild for this time of year. Isolated rain tomorrow and honestly for most of the week as well, Thursday through Saturday. But on the days that we don't get rain, Tuesday and Wednesday, it's just going to be hot. High temperatures in the upper 90s. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, we have... This is a really interesting story here. So a couple's breakup gets lots of attention when a baseball game jumbotron used it to deliver the news.
Phenomenal. CNN's Jeremy Roth has today's. Take a look at this.
Breaking up is hard to do, and movies and TV prove there's no shortage of questionable ways to do it.
Read it and weep, my friends.
Like on a Post-it note. Or via a text message. But ill-advised or not, you can't question the effectiveness of breaking up via Jumbotron.
Usually their birthday shout-outs, congratulations, happy anniversary, and we got a breakup.
Which is what happened in Akron, Ohio at a minor league baseball game. Stadium employees and spectators at the Akron Rubber Ducks game were surprised and reactions were mixed, but it didn't take long for the big screen breakup to hit the interwebs and go viral. And from a high-profile parting to a touching reunion years in the making.
Sasha, my baby!
A grateful owner was reunited with her dog 4 years after it went missing. A Las Vegas shelter facilitated the reunion and said it was made possible thanks to a microchip in the lost dog, which they say is immensely helpful in cases like this.
4 years! 4 years and she's home!
And finally, just in time for National Dog Day, the Transportation Security Administration has revealed the winner of its annual Cutest Canine contest. Alona is an explosives detection canine at McCarran International Airport and received the most votes from participants on social media. Aside from being cute as a button, get this, she's bilingual. Born in the country of Colombia, Alona knows commands in both English and Spanish.
Good girl.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Oh my gosh, dogs, we don't deserve them.
Amazing. 2 dog stories. I love it. Plus, Tim's kind of a savage.
Oh my God, Tim. Never want to date him, jeez.
8:21, 76 degrees out.
Well, a Latina role model and face you've seen on air here at KSAT for many years is now the focus of this week's Ahana Moment series. We are talking about our very own Jessie Degollado. We tell her story tomorrow on GMSA.
In the news you need to know before you go, portions of 410 near Jackson Keller were closed earlier this morning. They have since reopened. It's because there was a deadly crash involving a wrong-way driver. Police tell us around 2:20 this morning, a wrong-way driver was headed eastbound on the westbound lanes of 410. That driver crashed into a pickup truck head-on. The driver of the pickup taken to University Hospital in serious condition. As for the wrong-way driver, they were pronounced dead on the scene.
Southeast Louisiana preparing for major Category 4 Hurricane Ida, expected to make landfall here within the next few hours. Conditions worsening for Louisiana, especially throughout the day today and overnight. Now, on our pollen count today, not great news. Molds are very high, past 14,000. We're going to have a few isolated showers and storms out there this afternoon, but temperatures should be in the low 90s. 30% chance for rain from 2 to 7 p.m. Isolated rain tomorrow and hot on Tuesday and Wednesday, guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
There's Bobby. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Have a good Sunday.